Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ducking Review Show. This episode is Ducking Review Show on the move because Lee's bought tickets for a play.
Yeah,
it's not a film. What is a play?
It's a different medium.
It's like a film, but like the people are there in front of you,
Right,
like in the same room.
like 3D.
3D, but like more than 3D.
4D.
Right.
Real D,
Real D.
double D.
Isn't that a sound?
No, real D is
Real
what
D
is
is
the
the
3D
3D,
shit.
Oh, real D. But this is the real D.
TM.
This is real life.
Real
This
life.
is real life. Yes.
Bitch. So yeah, we're in. What we've done is we've made sure we could find the echoist,
Echoist.
the most reverberant room available in order to fit around Lee's poxy schedule of being middle class.
Fuck off. You were there, man.
On this week's show, we'll be taking a look at Minions, Amy, the film, Slow West, and in Retro Ducking Review, if that's what we call it, The Conversation. I never remember.
We need to write that down.
Yeah, I need to
It
write
is
that
retro
down.
ducking review.
Yeah, it is.
Is
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And of course, you can tweet in at DuckingPod. I think so, anyway. And email in the duckingpodcast@gmail.com. And always available is our website, theduckingreviewshow.com. There we go. Done all that. I normally have all that written down. This is all your fault again.
We're off-piste.
We are, and that's the theme.
We don't want to do a Michael Schumacher.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
And ruin it.
I was about to say that's slightly relevant to the second film we're going to look at, but I don't. It's such a loose, tedious link.
Did you say tedious?
Yeah.
Tenuous.
Tenuous. It is a word.
Yeah, but a tedious link is like...
Oh, we're not going
That
going
link's
there.
pissing me off.
Tedious.
It's all
Isn't that
bloody
the point of it,
tedious.
though?
Yeah,
no,
tedious.
it's tenuous. It's not really a related link.
Tenuous. Then we'll blame popular culture.
What's the other one that people get wrong? There's loads of them. I can't think of what they are.
Pedal stool.
Yeah, put them on a pedal stool.
A damp squid.
A damp squid. Such a damp squid.
Right.
Although a damp squid is actually a bit like a damp squib. It's not quite right.
Yeah.
Squid should be wet.
Squid
not
should
just
be
damp.
not just
if it's
damp.
damp, it's on the beach and it's dying.
Or dead.
Or dead. So that's
Right.
actually...
This is your time we're
I
wasting.
know, but it's a ballad. We don't have anything for the film, so we might as well put something else.
Right, let's start.
Right,
Minions. And so there's two directors for this.
Yeah.
Carl Balder
Yeah.
and Pierre Coffin.
Pierre Coffin, I know what a name.
Yeah.
Pierre Coffin did all the other Despicable Me films, didn't he?
Yeah, so Carl...
The other guy's more interesting.
What, Pierre Coffin?
Kyle Balder.
Oh, no, yeah, Carl
He's
Balder.
more interesting, because did you read what he's done?
I've got it all here, I'm in
Go
the
on.
format. Minions, Forces of Nature, Serenade, Wagon Ho, The Lorax, co-director, Banana, Home Makeover, and Orientation
Yeah,
Day.
that stuff's not the interesting stuff.
I'm glad you said that because that moves me on to my second bit for him. The animation department that he's worked on is including layout supervisor for Despicable Me, an animator for Monsters Inc., directing animator for Toy Story 2, that appeals, additional animator for A Bug's Life, Sleepy Guy he worked on, and Day of the Tentacle. What, did you have anything?
That's Lucas, yeah, but he worked for Industrial Light and Magic.
Oh, go on.
Like previously, that's where he started his like animation shit.
Really?
You
Yeah.
said the Tentacle at the end.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
So he works at
Oh,
LucasArts.
So yeah.
But he worked for Industrial Light and Magic.
Oh, right, so
Works
you've
at
been going a
Pixar.
while.
Obviously, working at Industrial Light and Magic and Pixar, that used to be part of Industrial Light and Magic. So you can see that. link.
Pixar was the animation engine.
Yeah, and that Pierre Coffin, he's just done all these films. The other films in this series.
And also did some voice
yeah,
work
well, he's
as
some
well.
of the voices in Despicable Me, isn't he?
As well as Panic in the Mailroom, Puppy, Training Wheels. The list goes
Lots
on.
of shit.
So he's done a lot of stuff. Written by Brian Lynch, who did The Secret Life of Pets, which
That's coming out.
we're going to look at that Another time.
Another time.
Enough said of that. He also did Phil's Dance Party.
Don't know what that is.
It's a video short.
Right,
might be another animated thing.
It possibly is, because you get those like banged on the front of like.
He did the
animated
story of Puss in Boots.
Right, so that'll be another.
And Hop.
Oh, that's meant to be shit.
Yeah,
DreamWorks.
And Aunt Fanny's.
Are these DreamWorks? I didn't think about looking at
DreamWorks? I didn't check.
I'm pretty sure they're they're the same people who do Ice Age. Whoever that is.
DreamWorks.
Is that DreamWorks?
Right, Puss in
Like
Boots.
shit person's Pixar.
Let's have a look.
Poor Mans Pixar.
But he also did Aunt Fanny's Tour of Booty.
Nice, that sounds real good.
Sounds.
That old man up there. Oh, is it a woman?
It's a woman.
Just popping her head out the window.
No, that's the woman that scared me last time we were here.
Dead.
She appears out of the dark.
That's the Woman in Black. That's what I'm going to see, by the way. The Woman in Black, the play. And I've just seen a ghostly woman, so I don't know what
it's a premonition.
It is. You're going to die.
Later on.
Back to Minions.
You're going to die.
Sandra Bullock, John Hamm from Mad Men, Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan, Jeffrey Rush, and Steve Carell is in it as young Gru.
Good cast.
It's a good cast, but these things always have a good cast.
Did Hop have a good cast?
Well, Russell Brand was in it, wasn't he?
I'm going to take that as a no.
Yeah, the less acting he does, the better. I mean, I like the guy, but
by his own admission, he can't act.
Yeah, he's famous, isn't he?
Yeah.
No one.
That's what he told me.
Personal podcast. So shall we talk a bit about the trailer itself?
Yeah. What do you want to say about it?
I mean, it's.
Has anyone actually wrote anything about it?
I didn't write much.
I've not wrote anything about the trailer, just my thoughts around the trailer.
The trailer shows it's about 3 minutes long, wasn't it? And a big chunk of it was like, this is what the Minions have done throughout history. You see them with the dinosaurs, and you see them with Dracula, Napoleon. And you see them with Napoleon, and they kill him every time, don't they? And so it's like they look for they want to work for the most despicable person,
like their master,
as their master. So you see all this stuff.
I thought that was quite interesting because I've always wondered about the backstory of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone ever has.
and where they come from. I thought it was the bad guy in Despicable Me that made them.
I thought he made them. That's kind of what you do think. And that's the.
I think they thought that.
Yeah, and this I'm gonna
Oompa Loompas.
This is my main thought about this trailer.
Go on then.
It's just a bloody cash in. No one's asked for it. Yeah, it looks funny, but it's just a load of people in a boardroom has gone, wow, Despicable Me took a hell of a lot of money.
And the Minions are big.
And the Minions are what sells a lot of toys. Let's make a film about them.
Yeah.
That's
it. That is which annoys me a bit, but, they're there to make money.
Doesn't mean it will make a bad film.
Doesn't. I mean... There's one standout moment in the trailer that I thought was really funny, and it's when they're on the boat and they've set off and they're all like tripping out because they're so hungry, and they start thinking. One looks at the other two and sees them as a banana, like in a cartoon when someone's head turns to a ham. That bit. But what I loved about it was that the banana that the guy was holding, one of the guys who turns into a banana in his hallucination, got a face. Yeah. I just thought that was really funny.
It did make me laugh.
And that was really good and fairly clever and weird.
Matt?
It's pretty weird. Yeah, I thought it looked really good. My first thought was, I've not actually seen any of the Despicable Me films.
Have you not?
Really? They're actually very good.
I would say very.
I might have seen one of them. I can't remember. It was Christmas. I was probably drunk.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah, but it's like... Okay, my thing with these sorts of films, and like I said, that these people who make these films like the Poor Mans Pixar, they are, and these are exactly that.
But they're good.
They're alright.
They're not
There's
just
funny bits, but they're not something I'd buy.
But I haven't bought them. I've watched them more than once. But
the thing is, I said I wouldn't buy. I bought Despicable Me 2. Well, I traded it in, and I was I had £5 left, and Katie, my fiance, she wanted to see Despicable Me 2.
Right.
See,
You did
say semen there.
semen. And Despicable Me too.
Right.
So I just kind of got it, watched it, and then fucked it off and traded it back in after I watched it. So I didn't feel like I wanted to watch it twice.
Right. Well, I think.
I think this film is a bit like that to me, in a way.
Well,
I think this film's gonna be more like that. Sorry, Matt.
Do you know the trailer itself? Do you think any of it's in the film?
Yeah.
Because I wrote it, either seems to be the beginning few minutes of the film, or one of them trailers where they don't use anything from it in the
yeah.
film. Or it's like the first 20 minutes of the film, and just
The stuff
cut
with
it
the
down
past.
to like.
Yeah.
Because obviously
I
there's the
think
bit
that.
like they get right because it shows all the stuff with the past. Then they decide to leave. They go on the boat. There's the bit with the banana. Then they go to New York City in 1968 or whenever.
Yeah.
42 years BG before it grew. So they get there and they get the master who's Sandra Bullock, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They become her henchmen. So obviously that's the main crux of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But part of me thinks that these bits that with the dinosaurs and Dracula and Napoleon, I think that'll be the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it'll be in there.
Yeah.
I feel that like in the other Despicable Me films,
Yeah.
the other characters really make it. The minions
Yeah,
are good and they're funny and they bring a lot of
In
like
small
relief.
portions.
But all the other characters really like make it. And for me, in this, you didn't see the other characters. I wanted to see more of Sandra Bullock, and I wanted to see more of like how they're gonna react. I didn't want to just see the minions, but obviously target audience.
Well,
You're
it's the
right. It's a
Minions,
money
isn't it?
spinner. What else, Matt?
Well, my last point I wrote down was I love the language they speak, and I looked it up what it is, like to see, because I recognise the odd word here and there, and it's like it's made up, obviously, but it's like French, Italian, Spanish, and just random names of food.
Yeah.
So, like, banana is a common one.
The banana.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, they are funny, the inherently funny creation.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you look at, for example, Austin Powers, right? Which is and like how like the first one's the best one. The first one's the best one because Dr. Evil is so good in it,
Yeah.
right? But Dr. Evil isn't in it that much.
Yeah.
Then he's in the second one and he's in it a bit more, and it's not as funny. Then he's in the third one loads, and the third one's not very funny at all. It's all right, but you see, the more that the thing that's a funny bit that you go to as like a comic relief, and the more you focus on that, and the less you go away from.
They split the dynamic, don't they?
It's different, and it might be really good, but it might not. But to me, it seems like there's too much. It's too much of this really funny thing that is funny, but will get tiresome. And is it unless they have a really good plot, and it won't. But if they do, and
it won't.
It won't. Because the kind of film it won't, will it? It won't be amazing.
What we've got here, it's the summer kids film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Summer
It's not
season,
for
summer
us,
holidays.
really.
No, but it looks like it's got bits that adults are going to find funny.
Well, this is right. Actually, this is. I say it's not for us. Right. On Saturday, I was in McDonald's, right, and you got all the Happy Meals toys in the plastic case, and I was sat having
the shrine.
and McDonald's breakfast, and these two people, like, they must have been in their 40s, were looking at it on their own, a man and his wife, right, there weren't no kids, and they were just talking about the minions, going, oh, I really like that vampire minion, looks really smart, or whatever, and, like, they went away, and I just turned to my fiance,
to make traps.
and she said to me, she says, God, grown people like that talking about minions. And I was like, yeah, I thought exactly the same. So obviously, they cater to like an audience, an adult audience, which, I guess these sort of things do it to make the mega bucks that they do.
Yeah. There is, I don't know if I would like really get wet about looking at Happy Meal toys.
Well, you say that, but the next lot of Happy Meal toys are Mario ones.
Well, I'd probably like that.
Because it said coming soon. Because it's like Mario's 30th birthday in September, so it says coming next is Mario's.
I'd never get them though, would I? I'd have to I can't. Yeah,
kids,
I could steal them.
brown.
I'd be
Just
alright
go and
with
buy
that.
the Happy
I'm
Meal.
boycotting McDonald's.
Yeah, but then just don't
Apart
eat
from the
it.
breakfasts,
Apart from
One
breakfast.
time. I was weak.
hypocrite.
Get yourself the
Aren't we
pasties.
all? Aren't we all? Right.
Score it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it.
No, I mean, yes.
I
So
think we.
Lee?
Yeah.
my score for this is 3. And that's me being generous and giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough.
At best, it'll be average.
I've said 3 as well. It's not something I'd run out and see, but Netflix maybe, or
Christmas when you're drunk and you
Christmas
won't
when I'm
remember
drunk.
it.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to.
If you had a kid, it'd be brilliant.
Has this come out at all in America yet, or
No,
it's not out at all yet, is
no.
it?
It's got
When-
reviews are coming out. Though. It's out on Friday.
The reviews are out.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I read one review of it.
Oh, Lee, no.
Well, I didn't read it, but I saw it was a review.
You looked at the words and acknowledged them.
They say on the site, review of Minions, and it was only yesterday, so I was
Right.
like, oh, I don't want to read the review.
Oh, I'm going to give it 3. But I really wanted to give it more, but I'm not.
Give it more than if you want to give it.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling it. I wanted it to be more, but like I said, if there's been a little bit more about all the other characters
it's
in
a bit
there,
weird, isn't it? How
I
they've
could've-
left the rest of the story out.
Yeah, I
Is
could
it
have
that
judged it a
shit
bit.
that they don't want to put it in?
It's either
Mm.
that they've got a cracking story and it'll be brilliant, or it's terrible and they haven't wrote it yet.
Yeah,
I mean, it has got a really...
really. Yeah.
They just made the trailer and
It
released that.
has got a really good cast. You look, Sandra Bullock, like John Hamm, he's good in Mad Men. Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan, and Jeffrey Rush really stand out. Steve Coogan,
Yes,
if he's in it a
Coogan.
lot, he'd be awesome because he'd be really good at doing funny voices.
Yeah, but he could just be like background minion number 4. You don't know, do you?
No.
Yeah, the Alan Partridge minion.
We'll have
Yeah.
to see. Right.
Lynn!
Lynn! Put the foot on my spike. Right. Okay, moving on. Next. Amy. This was a recommendation from one of our listeners.
Was it really?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it
Right.
was. So we just took our time to
It
get round to it.
turned out, oh, it's out. There's nothing out this week. What's out? Oh, Amy. Cool, we'll
Oh,
do
nice.
that.
Directed by the multi-award-winning director
Hmm.
Asif Kapadia.
Kapadia.
Get you.
Yeah,
Getting better with these name things.
I'm getting all right. Okay, I mean, like, that's all there is to say really about it. 'Cause it's not sort of written, is it?
Yeah.
It's,
It's made by the same people. I don't know if it was him who did the Senna.
It is,
Yes,
he directed
it was.
Senna.
and
He
that was
also-
going to be my tedious,
Yeah.
tenuous link
It's not a tenuous link though.
to
that.
what you said about
Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher.
Oh, right, yeah,
Wow.
I figured that, yeah. But
So,
he also directed.
Senna who died on the racetrack. Michael Schumacher who was in a skiing accident. He was going to link to Amy Winehouse who died.
Yeah, I told you. It's
That's morbid
It's
link.
both tedious and tenuous.
He,
and morbid.
he also directed a film from 2001 called The Warrior, which I watched the trailer for last night.
Fox and...
No,
you'd
that's
seen
what,
that.
I
That's
haven't
just
seen
Warrior,
it.
isn't it?
That's Warrior. This is like some sort of epic film set. It looks like it's in India or somewhere.
Oh, right.
It's medieval Indian kind of action movie. It looks really good actually. And I heard about it when it come out, and I thought when it come out it was a Bollywood film.
Right.
So I didn't bother watching it. So I don't really like that. But it's not. It's an English language film, and it looks really good.
I think like I want to watch all of his films.
Well, have you seen Senna? Because I mean, we might as well
Senna's
like
brilliant.
talk a little bit about
I
Senna.
think Senna we need to talk about. I haven't watched it.
We need to talk about Senna. It's awesome. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously, I remember. I don't know, because Matt, you're a bit younger than me. You might not remember when Senna died, because it was like you'd have been about 5.
Yeah, I can't remember him dying.
But I remember
Oh, it
him
was
dying.
big.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing it. I was watching it like when it happened. For some reason, I saw that particular race. I might have seen it on the news, but like.
Yeah.
I think it was the
In my
news.
mind, it seems like I watched it live, but your memory does that. But the film Senna is so good, so like well made, and it's one of those films like it's about a subject that I'd have no interest
That's
in.
why I haven't watched it yet, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
know it's good. So
It's one of those films that's such a good story, and he's such a charismatic figure that it's really interesting anyway.
Yeah, really like Georgia, and obviously I was interested in it anyway.
So this is going to be very much of the
Yeah, I
same,
think
do you
it's gonna
think?
be-
Very different, I think.
Right.
And what it could because Senna died 20 years ago, right? And there's interviews with him, but there isn't anything half as candid as what's in this particular, in this trailer. What you see, like this seems very much more like.
Sort of a different
ilk, it's a different time, and like to have a camera knocking about whenever something's happening now or 5 years ago.
Yeah, back then that kind of exposure
that was
wasn't
fine.
there, wasn't it?
But in the early 90s, like cameras weren't like rife. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, that's why you've got that bit where it opens with Amy stating that it's a bit upsetting at the end.
Oh, that bit at the end of Back to Black.
That's what she. Yeah, but it just starts with that line, then, doesn't it? With her, the trailer does. Sorry, so obviously a reflection on the story of her life.
I mean, there's
comes up after that, doesn't it? It says, a heartbreaking journey.
Oh yeah, one of the quotes.
I was like, Jesus Christ! By the time I got to the end of the trailer, I was like, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
God.
Like, God.
It's
So you think even in that trailer you felt like quite emotionally sort of.
Well, yeah, because I'd never
battered.
sort of looked at her like that.
I mean, the weird thing. I mean, Amy Winehouse is I don't have any notes on this. I didn't feel like I needed them.
Really.
Amy Winehouse was a cultural phenomenon of our times, especially like for us in England. I don't know what it was like in America or anywhere else, but she was big worldwide. But she was always in the paper. And like she did 2 albums. The first album was good, but not my sort of music. The second album's like amazing. Like Back to Black is one of the albums of this millennium so far in my mind.
Yeah, it's great.
And she's such got soulful sort of thing, and she's got that kind of Billie Holiday thing of like this is a person who's got like problems with like drugs and substances and stuff. And that kind of comes through in her voice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think
she's got a lot of soul in her voice, and you don't get that by like having like life handed to you. You get that from things not being that easy.
Well, that brings me to like my next point. There's sort of they mention the word authentic, which I think is sort of where you were going. And I would recommend that before we carry on, we should have a full reading of Adorno versus Authenticity, and also some Frith.
Are you seriously going to read that?
But Adorno versus Authenticity.
What is that?
And Frith. It's where they discuss two sort of.
Yeah,
they talk about what is authenticity and what does it mean. And there's one thing that Frith says. His work is well known and widely admired for, amongst other things, its trenchant refusal to buy into any notion of authenticity as a viable way of assessing or indeed understanding musical performance. So
what?
He says there's more to it than just like being authentic.
I don't understand what he's saying. So what is he
what
saying?
do we mean by like the idea of something being authentic and like so it's a whole philosophical breakdown.
Yeah, but that's like some bullshit quote that someone stuck on a trailer. Right. Someone else.
I think it's interesting.
It is
interesting.
It
gets down to what this
but like, it's like
seems to be about. Like,
to be cool, you don't have to think about being cool. And to be authentic, you shouldn't be trying to be authentic. Is that what you're saying?
That's one argument. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Otherwise it's fake. If you're trying to be something, it's not authentic. That's true.
Didn't he also say that no popular music can be authentic?
Yes.
Well, of course it can.
Well, we can't get involved in this. It's a wormhole.
I'm surprised you even brought that up, to be honest.
I had to, because there seems to be this element of this film documentary that like echoes this sort of idea of authenticity, and that she was the real deal, she was the real thing, and like that.
Of course she was, because she died. I mean, this is the thing, we haven't mentioned it. Elephant in the room. Died when she was 27. So she's in that 27 club. And everyone in that club is fucking awesome. So of course she's authentic. Because she's in the 27 club. Where you got Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Do you think that she was like sort of situated into this sort of place of being like a modern goddess? Like...
I think she was famous when she didn't want to be famous, and she kind of says that she never thought she was going to be famous. I think she even says, it's lines you say, if I didn't have music, I'd be thick as fuck or whatever, right? that's kind of what she says. But outside of music, she's not that smart or whatever.
Yeah.
She's just like one of them people. You know, like you get someone like Wayne Rooney, who's like a footballing genius, but stick him in front of a bit of paper and die of confusion or something.
Do shit on it.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Wayne Rooney, or if someone is so good at something, or like, for example, like these people who are so clever and scientists, but like they're a bit like weird because like, they're just so good at science, like they have no room in the brain for like
Adam Sandler.
Like. Yeah, he's so good at being an arsehole. It comes across as a.
There's the box quote.
I guess what I'm expecting from this film is for it to portray like the idea of like the curse of fame and perhaps debunk the myth of it being the supplier of all happiness and.
Well, hopefully,
don't want to touch on that in the trailer, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There was no sort of. I noticed this. I don't know if it was because it was a trailer, but there's no sort of mention of drugs in it at all.
Just a slight mention of drink.
There was footage of her when she looked a bit
mongy. Like, I think it was when she was
mongy. That's one of the words we're not allowed to say, isn't it?
Well, we're not in the context of saying it. We're not saying it in the other context.
Like she's on drugs, we'll say then.
Yeah.
But because there's that stage performance she did where you can see the band looking around at her. It looked like she was supposed to come in on a song and she's just taking a swig of a drink.
Yeah.
So
the wine. Yeah.
It would be interesting.
It looks like, I mean, it's going to have, you assume it'll have that sort of sentimental thing going on where it's a thing about, oh, this person's died. That's really sad. And it is really sad that she died. And it's the thing, oh, what a waste of talent. But then you think, well, how selfish am I saying it's a waste of her talent? It's her life.
And she might have got really bad after that.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, they say it's a waste of talent. And it's like, this person had talent. They made this one amazing album. You've still got that album, even if someone dies. Yeah, she might have gone on to make these amazing albums, but it's her life. You're not owed anything by her talent.
Yeah.
It's her talent.
And who knows? Like, all things are what they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, so you got that element to it, and it's a bit. Well, is it weird? But like, you look at what he's doing. This guy who's doing this second documentary. He did Senna, where the guy dies. He's done this where the person dies. Spoiler alert. Sorry, but do you know what I mean? Like, is this kind of a...
What's the next one going to be about?
Well, no, I'm just thinking, like, is he picking these things? Because obviously, if it's a real person who's talented and they die, that has an effect on you as a person, thinking, oh, God, what a waste. And makes you, that's well, not manipulative, but... You're picking your subjects where if they always die too young, do you know what I mean?
Brilliance that's died too young.
Yeah. I mean, that is something that is worth a documentary, but like, I'd like to see him do a documentary where someone hasn't died and isn't very talented or whatever. Do one about Bobby Davro or someone.
Bobby Davro?
Whoever, someone who's like...
If you listening in America or any other part of the world that isn't United Kingdom, look up Bobby Davro on YouTube and enjoy. Yeah. Also, follow that up with Noel Edmonds.
Yeah. But, I'll make a documentary about Noel Edmonds.
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Like,
I'd watch that.
And I'm not
Noel Edmonds in the box.
Yeah, like it's something.
Noel Edmonds, what's in the box?
Noel or no Noel.
What's in the box?
But you got this guy, and I'm just saying that I think it's a bit weird that he's only doing documentaries about people who die too young.
But he's got his past work, which is
but it's not really good. And I'm not, no disrespect to the filmmaker, but I would like to see him
do
something else.
Right.
Because obviously, if you're just doing it about these sort of things, or who next? Let's do Jim Morrison, or John Lennon. These people,
Or is he going to go out and like kill someone just so he can make a documentary about it? Oh God.
But so shall we score it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna say 4. I've actually, even though I said all that stuff, saying
it looks good, doesn't it?
It does look really good. And I do enjoy your music, and I did enjoy Senna.
I like a good documentary.
I've basically said all of the things I wrote down.
Oh God.
I've literally put 4 out of 5. Really want to see it. Intrigued and moved me from the people that made Senna, and that was brilliant.
Right.
So.
Oh, what? I'm gonna give it 5.
Oh yeah, just to be different.
Yeah.
Just put it up there on the Star Wars pedal stool.
Oh no.
Why are we so similar? Oh. By the way, did you commodes rant at Entourage?
Entourage, I sent it you, didn't
Yeah.
I?
Magical.
I'm glad
God,
everyone's.
he basically
hated
took
it.
our podcast
Mm.
and he just turned the anger up.
Yeah.
He did. He turned it up a bit more.
Yeah. People won't have got that. Mark Kermode, the film critic, did a review of Entourage on his radio programme on the BBC. You can just Google Mark Kermode reviews Entourage.
We used to hang out with him, and then he fucked off and did his own thing.
That's not true. But
Damn you, Kermode!
if you search that on YouTube,
Mark Toilet.
Mark Kermode, Kerom. No, I don't know. Kermode.
Kermit the Mode.
Anyway, watch that. It's really good.
Kermit mode.
Yeah.
I give that 5. Kermit.
I watched Muppets Take Manhattan last night.
Is that like
it's-
that heist film to do?
No,
Take over Manhattan.
that's not Muppets Take Manhattan, is it? Though that's
Muppets do Dallas.
It's the musical
Yeah, yeah.
Broadway.
Muppets. There's one. Oh, bollocks. What's
Treasure Island.
No, the heist one. Really
Is there
good.
actually a heist one?
Really?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple, isn't there? There's the new one, Muppets Most Wanted, but there's one, a very Muppet movie.
Right.
It's really
I've
good.
not seen that one.
It's awesome. That's like the second one.
Put it on my list. Right. Enough of chit chat.
On with the show!
On with the show. Next, Slow West.
Slow West!
Well, that's really good, Matt.
Just came in my head then when you said it.
Directed by John McClane.
John McClane.
John McClane.
McLean.
Yeah, it's John McClane.
But yeah, John McClane.
Written by John McClane. It's very clean.
McLean.
It's very clean. So what has he directed? He's directed
Not a lot.
not a lot at all. Some shorts: Pitch Black Heist, Man on a Motorcycle.
But he did some soundtracks, didn't he? Like, did you notice he did the soundtrack to High Fidelity?
Did he really?
Pop.
Yeah.
High Fidelity.
Well, we peaked.
Yeah, you just went right
So I think write down what he did, you see. But yeah, that's to leave it in now. We've talked about it.
God.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he's more.
Sorry,
He's done a lot of soundtracks. Yeah.
Right, straight away,
Right, let's talk about the cast.
I like the colour palette.
Yeah.
That's just...
Right, we're not talking about the cast.
Oh, fuck the cast.
No, this. I want to talk about the cast. Right, you've got Michael. You've got Michael Fassbender.
Oh,
Right.
I forgot you love him.
No, it's not that. You've got Cody Smith McPhee, which is the kid from The Road.
I knew I recognised his face.
You've also got the motherfucking Hound.
Yeah.
The Hound.
The Hound from Game of Thrones.
The Goonie one in
Yes.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Yarp.
Yarp.
He's in it.
That's awesome.
Did you not notice him?
No.
Did you not?
What? That's how you see colour with the cast.
Saw his face straight away and I was like,
Talk about the colours.
Just so coloured.
it's really colourful.
In like
No,
contrast.
it's really
high
like
contrast.
nice, like muted palette, isn't it? I actually wrote down the IMDb of this. The couple of lines of synopsis. It's just a young Scottish man travels across America in pursuit of the woman he loves, attracting the attention of an outlaw who is willing to serve as his guide. That's Michael Fassbender, his guide. Cody Smith McPhee.
You need a chaperone.
I wrote my own synopsis.
Oh,
Did
this
you?
sounds
Yeah.
better.
I said it seemed, because it seems pretty straightforward. So I put, boy meets girl. Girl has to leave because she's wanted. Boy tries to find girl. Boy leads a horde of bounty hunters to girl.
That does look like it, doesn't it?
Seems to be what the story is.
Yeah.
Classic.
I mean, the trailer looks really weird. It's a western,
Yeah.
but it just looks like sort of like. I felt it looked a little bit like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's got a weird sort of...
Really
I've
sort of
really got a
magical
good,
look
good
to
vibe
it.
from
Yeah.
it.
It's a bit Narnia, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It felt to me like. Let's think of it. almost like a Coen Brothers film or like a Terry Gilliam film with that sort of weird edge to it.
This might tie into when you said about the colours.
Yeah.
The thing I noticed it and I thought, that's a bit weird, is all the backgrounds and skies and things like that look like they've been painted.
Yeah, they really
Like,
do.
It didn't look real.
Composition
There's like
was
some
like
weird
the-
fading as well
Yeah.
around like
the old,
sepia.
like matte paintings used to do on like glass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It looked a bit like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice, but
And
yeah.
I only noticed it, so I was like, it looks a bit weird. Like the sky doesn't look like it should go with that ground at
It did
all.
look kind of off.
It was really
So I wonder
weird.
if that's where we're getting the vibe.
Yeah,
from.
Narnia.
Potentially. I could be talking bullshit. But
There was a really cool shot in it. Like, 'cause it starts off in Scotland,
yeah.
then you cut to he's in America, but it looks just like Scotland somehow, like colour-wise.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit of paper that says West on it with
He's
an
just
arrow.
turning round.
And he's just spinning round. And it's just like it looks like it's got this really cool like kind of humour to it.
Yeah.
But it also looks like it's got a bit of like violence in it.
It looks like quite pumping as well. They do a line where he goes, "Let's drift."
Yeah.
Right, that's mint. That's my new line.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah, that's wicked. But it also like it's got this like pace to it, and the soundtrack for the trailer was like quite sort of modern and sort of quite pumping. Do you think it will be like in the film, or do you think it will
I
be
hope
very
so.
much of the time?
It looks
that
like it's
set
going,
in, or-
to be a sort of modern take on a western, but
Yeah.
with like quite a strung through love story in it.
with like some modern editing techniques.
Yeah.
and
I mean,
pace.
does that kind of like the soundtrack? I know what you mean by that. And does that kind of remind you a bit of like, is it Ronnie Greenwood's soundtrack? You know, from Radiohead, and he did the soundtrack to
Johnny Greenwood.
Johnny Greenwood.
Yeah, to
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, There Will
which
Be
is like
Blood.
a really weird soundtrack that didn't sound modern, but it was really modern.
yeah.
Mm.
It's got that sound.
It seemed to be something along those lines, maybe sounding a little bit more modern, but it's not like. What I hear is like when sometimes, like, I don't know, I guess like Baz Luhrmann does it to quite good effect. But what I hear is like when you have like soundtracks to a film and it's too modern. Like I was watching, I said I was watching Ripper Street. Well, not Ripper Street. What's the other one? Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Right, and I was saying like, yeah, it was alright. All the like Brummie accents were really bad. Like not like they were just bad examples of that accent.
Yeah.
But also it
They
had
weren't
like a really
authentic.
modern like
God.
like bits of it had like really quite modern soundtrack to it, and it just like
Right.
really pissed me off. It's
Okay.
like, you know,
Yeah.
like what's the point in like setting something that like looks really nice and of its time, and then you stick like a blues song on it.
But that's what I was wondering about this, you see.
But in this, it didn't seem like. It wasn't
No,
that,
it
was
wasn't.
it? But, like, to me, that trailer, I like the mood of it. I like the way it all hung together. It looked. Because they're not trying to look that. It looked, you know, the buildings and that looked offensive, but it looked kind of weird and fantastical in some sort of sense.
Yeah.
Wasn't going for that like hyper realism.
No, not at all. Yeah,
Going for like kind of something more like
it's like a dream.
Did you
yeah, very dreamlike. Yeah,
Yeah. Did you see the proper Wes Anderson?
Yeah, it does remind me a little
Wes
bit of
Anderson's
Wes
shot,
Anderson. a little
where it
bit.
showed you the house, and it's perfect, like where the girl and her father are hiding out, like an old wooden house. I say old wooden house; it looked brand new,
Well, it would
Would have
have
been back then, yeah.
but it was like right perfectly in the middle of the bloody shot.
Yeah.
And then out
Yeah.
the front of it was like a crop of corn that was a perfect rectangle, in
Stacked,
line with the
wasn't
house. Yeah, and I was just like, it looks like something you'd do that.
It was proper Wes
Like,
Anderson.
or like a bright blue sky and like a yellow ground.
Yeah. It
bit-
did remind me a bit of a Wes
Yeah.
Anderson, but not enough to ruin it. So I really like Wes Anderson films. I get why people might have a problem with them. So luckily, there's not too much of that in this. Can we bring back the West look?
West, what?
The wicked wild wild West look. Has that ever happened?
What?
What, the cowboy?
Can we make that a fashion?
What?
Can we just bring back everything
Oh, right, I
from
see.
the
Like
West?
waistcoats, and
Yeah.
hats and stuff.
Yes.
I was thinking like lots of southern states in
Yeah,
America.
it's in America, just go to
still
America,
people dressed
dude.
like that.
I want it here.
Well, just dress like it. You
'cause
don't need it to. You don't need it to be a fashion.
I'll make
You
it
just
a
need to
thing.
dress like it, and
Yeah.
someone else does.
Yeah, and then
There's nowhere to park your horse at work though, mate.
I'll just get a I'll dress a
Get one of them
motorbike up as a horse.
Get one of those sticks with your horse's head on it. Like a hobby horse, whatever.
Yeah.
Stick it on the front of a push bike.
Yeah, just ride with that. Yeah.
Oh, he likes you.
I'll record that though, otherwise it would be weird if I did the horse noise.
What you want is a horn that you squeeze and it goes like a gay horse.
Yeah, really
Like
camp
a
horse.
Also, I just want to say that this film looks fucking slick. It looks so good. I'm really excited for
You know
this.
what? Like getting back to we picked Amy because we were struggling to pick films because for this pod. Because we've already done the Terminator one.
And there was no
and we were
Marvel
like, what
films.
can we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no Marvel.
so like, what can we do? There's nothing that anyone's ever heard of. And then that was like the first one. Oh, it's got Fassbender in it. Let's do that. And then watched the trailer, and I was like, wow, this looks like really good.
Yeah. It's just one of these ones that just sort of crops up and like everyone's like,
it'll do
where'd that
nothing.
come
It'll
from?
do nothing at the cinema, but then it'll do really well on
In my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it won't. I mean, it won't come to Scarborough.
No.
I mean, like, lucky Star Wars comes to Scarborough.
That'll come.
Bloody best.
It will.
Well, of course it will. We'll all come.
We'll come to see
In
it.
Scarborough.
I just made myself feel sick.
A long time ago.
I really want to go to the cinema and watch this film.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances are I won't get to go to the cinema to watch it. Unless it comes to the SJT.
I'm going to go to bloody York. Yonder.
I really want to see it.
York. Score this bitch.
It's a tough one.
It is.
I've wrote a score down and I'm questioning it now.
Oh.
I'm thinking like 5 now. I was thinking 4 before we talked about it, but like, I think 5. 5.
Right.
I'd put 3, but I think 4 now. Because originally, I'm not a big fan of westerns.
Oh, fair
But
enough.
when we've talked about that, thinking back, I was like, yeah, but it doesn't look a lot like a western.
No.
I love a western. This is the
It's
thing.
set in the West, that's about
And
it.
like, I was going to
It's got
mention
all
this
the-
and I forgot to mention it.
Go on.
Like every fucking film we talked about, we
It's
said it's a
friggin'
western.
Yeah.
Right? They're just not set in the West anymore.
Yeah.
And now this is a film set in the West.
It
But
isn't a western.
it has the kind of storyline of a western.
But it's
it doesn't
not,
look like
is
a
it?
western.
No.
But it's got the same kind of this kid's trying to find someone. There's bounty hunters. Western.
Yeah.
Right.
The themes are there, but it's not told
But
in
it's
that
done
way.
dressed up in different clothing, even though it's set in the West in Western times, and that's what I love about it. The kind of spinning the kind of genre on its head a little bit in terms of how it looks.
Definitely, yeah.
That's why I really want to see it.
I really want to see it. Matt,
4 then.
4, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a wicked wild 5.
Wow. It's quite a high scoring one, that.
Yeah,
considering I've never even heard of it.
this week.
And the thing is, I do love Fassbender. Like, he's awesome in like everything.
Fassbender.
Even in films that are a bit shit, he's the good thing in it.
What did you
Like,
call it? The fast bender effect?
The Bender effect. The Fassbender effect. Like, because I was saying to you guys the other day, like, Prometheus is like, he turns a fairly shit film average.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Robot, man.
Every scene with him in it is amazing, and like,
You're gushing right now.
yeah, I know, because
Yeah.
he's so fucking good.
I wanted to give you a gushing alert.
Yeah. Ugh, I got wet. But
Right.
yeah, next film.
Retro trailer review.
Right, so yeah, the conversation.
1974.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sticking decades here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Are we?
This is what when you was off on Monday, we're like, what shall we do next?
We decided more
70s.
things when you weren't there, like we normally
Like you did
do.
last time.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I aimed you about it though on Facebook.
we did. We're learning.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember now.
Directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Or Coppola, I think it is actually. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Can we change it throughout this then?
But anyway, yeah. I mean, you don't need to list the films he's done, but like this was in 1974.
But
As
you
we say,
I literally
the films
didn't.
in his film list, on either side, you've got Godfather 1, and then the next film is Godfather 2, and this sits in between them. So I'm just saying that,
A palate cleanser for him.
yeah. And it's weird, because this came out in 1974, which is when Godfather 2 came out, so he must have like banged this out. and then done Godfather 2. I've been working on both at the same time, which I think is fucking amazing. If he can be doing Godfather 2 and then something else at the same time.
That looks as good as this as well, with the Hackman.
Yeah, starring Gene Hackman.
And
Harrison Ford's in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Got the end
and
of
he's
the
like
trailer, he
about,
just pops up.
Well, this is the thing, like, it's 1974. Star Wars hasn't come out yet. And regarding Harrison Ford, one of his next films he did was Apocalypse Now, which actually came out in 1979, which was also Francis Ford Coppola. Copolulu. But that was actually shot in 1976, which is before Star Wars came out, when everyone thought Star Wars wasn't going to be massive. So he got that role in Apocalypse Now on the back of being in this, I guess.
Yeah. Would make sense, wouldn't it?
I didn't write any of the other cast people down.
The Hackman.
Hackman's in it. I mean, you don't need to say much about him, but this is his goal, just after he'd done French Connection, that sort of period. He was doing loads of really good films in the 70s.
He looks awesome in it.
I know, this looks so good in it. This is a film that I wanted us to all watch together, actually.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah.
Over
a few bevies.
Do it on our week.
But also, something, 1974, this is 2 years after Watergate. And this is a film about someone bugging people.
Yeah.
Stop bugging me, man!
Stop bugging me!
Bug out! There's a bit in it where someone says, like, oh, he's the best bugger.
He goes, he's the best there is. The best what? The best bugger on the West Coast.
Oh, that's my only note gone. Swipe.
I don't even think I wrote that down.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you think this got like some kind of hyper relevance to today's society of
surveillance, tapping and all that,
phone tap dancing,
doing voicemail hacking and shit, all that.
Well, just every single thing that anyone
the Hackman hacker.
The whole what's it called? Is it Snowden who whistle blew this, or is it?
Yeah, it was Snowden blew the whistle shit out of it.
I mean, shall we talk about the trailer a bit? Like, the structure of this trailer.
It's one of them classic voiceover ones.
Yeah. This is the thing, like, when we do our, like, the next lot of trailers, which will be, I guess, the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Swinging towards that.
And now what will happen is, the voiceover man will change to, "Here's the guy who talks a bit like that guy of Top Gear."
What, even he goes, "In a world"?
Yeah, him.
Wasn't that more like the 90s, though?
No, it's mid-80s,
90s,
mid-80s,
yeah.
In a world.
Because you get all of those, like, the classic 80s sort of slasher flicks and things like that, where it's all, like, just noise and weirdness.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, tune in after our break during the summer, and we'll be coming back at you with some horror.
You said break.
Yeah, we're still doing this one.
We're still doing this one.
They know that.
For our other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the other one we do.
What's it called?
The Retro Duck.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're so professional.
I'm out of my zone. I feel a little bit more relaxed.
We haven't even had a drink tonight.
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway.
So you've got the voiceover guy. I mean, this is a film where this guy Gene Hackman is bugging people.
Just
stop bugging me, man!
Poking them in the ear, wet willy.
Everyone.
Tying their laces.
And then Harrison Ford's in it for like one shot in the trailer. And it's like, shit, Harrison Ford. But it looks really cool, because obviously he bugs the wrong guy.
Is that what happens? Is that what...
This is what I get from what I watched.
It looks like that.
He bugs someone, that person didn't want bugging.
Who wants to be bugged?
Yeah, no one wants a good bugging.
Is there another word we can use?
Tapping.
He taps his phone.
He
taps this guy who didn't want to tap.
Didn't want tapping. I don't want tapping.
Man, why'd you tap before?
So yeah, there's no other word.
It leads to a situation that he's in trouble and he has to get out of trouble. It's that typical. They're very much 1970s.
Like a thriller, isn't it?
Political thriller. He taps someone who is important. He finds someone out that shouldn't be found out. Someone wants to kill him. He has to get out of Dodge.
Because isn't there like a couple of films in this series? I know The Conversation, but you know The Enemy of the State?
Well, Gene Hackman's in that.
Yeah, it's meant to be like an unspoken kind of
is it?
sequel to
Right.
it. Yeah, which is another reason why I wanted to.
Oh, we should totally do a double bill.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, oh,
Enemy
it's
of the
good.
State's good, yeah. It's one of Will Smith's good films.
Yeah, I like Will Smith.
Ah, yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, in Fresh Prince.
No, I like.
I mean, most of these films are pretty shit. No, that's awful.
It's amazing. You need to watch it on one of those motion flow TVs.
What's the motion flow TV?
You know where the refresh rate's like ridiculously
A billion.
fast? It just separates all of the green screen footage.
It's so bad.
The filmed footage.
It was my dad's telly, wasn't
You can
it?
just see the join around everything. We're just like, wow, are those people even real?
We thought he was watching the special features to start with.
Yeah, it just looked all weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean,
It's a hot tip.
in terms of like this, in terms of this film, it looks interesting. Looks good.
I
Yeah.
like
It's
it,
like it's really mad that Francis Ford Coppola.
I think the first time you said it was
Coppola.
right, and I
Coppola.
just tried it to.
Coppola.
Yeah, I think I just tried to throw you, and I feel a bit mean.
Anyway,
for doing
Francis Ford's Look at This.
Look at this. Yeah.
You look at me, man. Look at this.
Don't tap me, bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap your ass, Coppola. How you coupling with that, bitch?
Oh, that's all going off.
You've just offended everyone.
Yeah.
Have we?
I don't know. Matt,
All the Coppola fans.
Matt shot me a look.
If Nicolas Cage is listening to this, he'll be well pissed off.
Oh.
You know he's a Coppola, don't you? He's changed his name to Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
I
He
didn't know
wanted
that.
to. He didn't want to use a Coppola name because he felt it would be like
Like
he'd be
using
using the name to get into films. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Because he's got his daughter's.
Sophia Coppola.
Yeah, she's directing, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a pretty good director.
It's weird, isn't it? They can have it in the family, that skill, that art. Is it in the genes?
Yeah, because she's a really shit actress, and Nicolas Cage is a really shit actor most of the time.
Whoa there.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, to be honest, he's
It's not his skills, it's the casting,
it's his
isn't
films,
it?
isn't it? It's his agent. I mean, but he's funny. He's always watchable.
Yeah, for hours.
I could eat a French for hours. We're going off topic.
We are.
Are we done?
More or less. I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about with this film?
It just looks awesome, doesn't it?
It does
It's
look really
really
good.
like suspenseful
I can't wait.
Yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah,
should
it's another
totally watch
film.
it. You
that
should
I'm
buy
It's
it.
right up my street.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
well,
like
watch
this shit, don't you?
Love all this crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's the noise of the police.
It's the 5
Whoop, whoop. We've been tapped. The police are coming.
coming round. It's going to bugger us.
Too much.
Special effects.
Live action.
Right. Should we score
Score
it?
this bitch.
Score it.
I'm gonna say 4.
I've gone in with 5.
Have you?
Yeah. It looks mint.
I've got 5.
Yeah.
Cool.
It
This
scores
is like-
mega high as well on Metacritic.
Yeah, it's got
IMDb.
7.9, hasn't it?
On
Yeah.
Metacritic.
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 Metacritic. God.
That's all I call it now.
See, like on this one, we've not had any beer or anything, and we sound like more wasted than normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
Seven-
right
Yeah.
Rather loosey goosey.
though. Yeah.
That's that.
Okay.
The fun bit.
Well, so this is our regular podcast, and normally, like the next week or whatever, next week we'd be doing our seasonal stuff, but we ended that with the RoboCop one. That's the end of our 80s action season. Go back, check it out, check them all out. They're actually really good. And they are, especially the RoboCop one. Somebody
Is that your
laughed.
favourite?
I heard.
Yeah, someone did. We heard them.
whilst listening to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So-
Okay. That's good then.
Yeah, one person.
Positive review.
Yeah. You can tweet us at DuckingPod.
Yeah.
As I said before, you can email in at theduckingpodcast@gmail.com and check us out online on our new website at theduckingreviewshow.com. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Good night.